man, it looks like I have been told that Brand made a response video to my video criticizing his behavior. Now, the video says acceptance. Now, I want to make this very clear. I think Brand is an okay dude. I do, okay? That being said, I just feel like he's a little bit of a hypocrite. And let me rephrase that. A very big fucking hypocrite. It's kind of insane. I also think his taste and story is terrible. And I am curious because I don't know how this would be a response video, because Brand himself said he would never be responding or interacting with me ever again because he deems me just a mindless hater. And Brand, if you're watching this, and I know you watch every one of my videos, I would love to know how I'm a mindless hater. I would love to know how you feel that way, because I promise you I'm quite fair in my critiques. Now, you can say that I'm a mindless hater, but I would like you to point out how that is. So, for example, you probably think I'm a mindless hater because I can't even fathom how someone would like the Genshin Impact story. Okay, then I would like you to tell me your 5 favorite movies and your 5 favorite anime, and I would like to know which one of their stories is Genshin Impact's better than. Because you're right, there is a scenario that I could have missed. Maybe your standards for a quality story is so fucking low that even a mindless monkey would be shocked at how simplistic your enjoyments of these video game and storytelling medium truly are. You're right. Maybe you are that easily pleased. Sure, but I would just like to know. Tell me your 5 favorite movies, anime, and even video games, and just tell me which one Genshin Impact story is better than. Have you seen Freerun? Oh, and by the way, I would love to recommend you some great movies like Lord of the Rings, Freerun, Vinland Saga, Monster, Berserk, and maybe just expand your horizons, because I do feel very sad and very sorry for anybody who says the story is amazing. And I mean this with all due respect. It is mid as fuck. And you really can't combat that. It doesn't matter if you like it, and maybe you do, but the story is mid as fuck. You have to go through 8 hours of slop to get a 2-minute cutscene where anything from Dragon Ball Z from 1986 would be better than. The storytelling is about as compelling as a paper fucking bag, but I would love to know what this video is about. I'm going to assume this is him agreeing to everything I said, that he's going to admit that he's a hypocrite, that he's accepted it, some type of twisted logic, and I'm going to assume he's only going to address the points that he has a rebuttal for, and he's going to ignore the comments that he doesn't. I would love to know what his rebuttal for is for having a Pokemon channel after all of his gripes for spending money on games is, where you can afford to spend money on Pokemon cards, but not afford money to spend on Genshin Impact. But I highly doubt that's in this video. So let's go ahead and get into it. And you know what? If I'm wrong, and he does have a response for that, I will gift him 100 subs. So stay tuned to the entire video, and we'll see what's going on.
Like everybody should strive towards, but sometimes there's a lot of steps to take before you can even get there. Today I want to go over quite a few different...
What the f are you talking about?
Acceptance is something that I feel like everybody should strive towards, but sometimes there's a lot of steps to take before you can even get there. Today
That's really deep, and this is coming from the guy who said, I accept Genshin for what it is. Brother, you don't have to accept a video game for what it is. Just play the games you enjoy. If a game isn't becoming like how you want it to be, you don't have to accept it for what it is. You can just play something else. This isn't a dying relative who's racist, and you're like, oh, I accept him for what he is because he's from the 18... Holy shit, Eggy! What? Can you hear him? Bro is screaming at me. What do you want? You're so fucking loud. Oh, he's got like a fucking megaphone back there. Like, Jesus. Even Eggy was upset. Anyways, like, people talk about Genshin Impact like it's their dying relative or like their girlfriend who they've known for like 9 years and they have like 3 kids. Like, oh, well, I have to get married. Yeah, I know she's a Nazi, but these are my kids. It's like, no, bro. Like, this is a game. If you don't like it, play a different game. It's that easy.
I want to go over quite a few different things that have happened in the last 6 months or so. Clear some air as a solid, stable foundation for the future.
Sure.
Since, to be honest, I've been way too vague about it in recent times. Yesterday's video was meant to be kind of a sit down and a live insight into what I was thinking at the time. I started recording, didn't really have an end goal, so my thoughts were jumbled and it was a mess. But let me start today.
Let me ask you a question, Brad, and I would love to know your answer to this. I think that you had a sponsor to do, and I think you needed that video to do pretty well. And so I think that you were clickbaiting your audience into doom posting because you needed this video to perform well in order to hit X amount of monetization to acquire from the sponsor. Now, I could be wrong, but that's the impression that I got from that jarbled mess of a video that you did. Now, this isn't an attack. I am merely just saying that's what it felt like. But that is just me. And congrats on getting the bag. I hope it was at least one night in Mr. Beast Forest.
Today's video off by just saying, my Genshin account is not a free-to-play account, but from now on,
no shit,
it will be. In my last video...
Great, good. Have we understood the difference between saying that you're not going to spend and not topping up and then also getting the battle pass? Do we understand why that's hypocritical?
I mentioned not topping up, but still using things like the Welkin and battle pass. Because to me, topping up is using like this, right? The crystal top up function. I've always seen other stuff, whether it's the gift shop stuff.
So let me explain to you why it's the exact same thing. So top up just means spending, okay? But gacha game companies have replaced the word spending with the word topping up to make you grow more numb to what it is that you're actually doing. It's the same word, okay? And I will show you this. Here you go. Top up refers to purchasing in-game currency or items with real money, allowing players to acquire new characters and abilities rewards through gacha, random draw system. It is the exact same word. There's an old video that I would love to quote, which is, so are you saying inflation is the cause of rising prices? Which you mean, so you're saying is rising prices are the cause of rising prices. It's the same fucking word. So hopefully that makes sense. Let's keep going here.
And battle passes like something else entirely. And maybe that's on me, maybe that's a mindset thing. I just call the top up feature topping up. But I can understand the confusion and criticism when it comes to this. After recording that video and seeing a lot of the comments, and let me just preface this, it doesn't matter where those comments came from. They came from me, and we all know they came from me. And they came from my community, and we all know they came from my community. And let's just be real, I'm okay with that. It is what it is. They didn't come from anywhere else. Because the thing is, a lot of Genshin CCs have done a very good job of having their community grow numb to any misaction or misdeed that they have done. Right? So criticism will never come from inside your own community unless you speak out against the company, which people won't do. So yeah, it was for me 100%. Correct. It was ambiguous, it was vague, it was a mess. But let me clear that up and just let you all know now, I'm just not going to be spending on the game. And that's because...
Good. And I think that's great. I think that's a great decision.
Because after sitting with it for like a whole day, there really is just no point. This isn't a dig to get to Hoyoverse or something like a lot of people seem to think it is. Like I said in the last video, my account just feels complete now. It's in a spot where I can just coast by pretty much all content in the game. And even...
Yeah, until they make the new element. And then everything feels like shit for 3 or 4 patches. Yeah, and then you might have to pull the new moon unit.
And then when I can't coast, that's probably a bit more fun than just breezing through everything, right? I really don't need the Welkin or Battle Pass either at this point, because to be completely honest, even if I was lucky with the free-to-play pulls and got C1 or 0 of every character, it's easy enough to level up those characters over time without the need of...
You're also a millionaire. You don't need to waste time with the poor people packages, man. You don't need that shit. Okay? That's for the poors to get tricked into logging in every day to make sure they do their dailies and get their 90 gems. Okay? You got money, bro. Just blow that shit, brother.
The battle pass and the Welkin. And it's going to encourage me to do things like explore more and do the endless list of world quests, right? A lot of people do seem to think I'm just going to falter on this and top up and C6R5 Skirk, for example. I keep seeing that a lot. But honestly, this is...
Bran, if you're not a millionaire, I don't know what you're doing with your money, but you should be a millionaire. With your sub count, with your viewership, I don't know how you're not a millionaire. We should talk later if you're actually not a millionaire. That's insane. Yeah, you're doing something wrong. Don't worry. Let me continue here.
This is my personal choice. I am going to stand by it. And whether you believe it or
Here's what I think you should do, Brand. I think that you should stop worrying about this exploration in the gameplay that you don't enjoy, and just play other games. You know, there's a great game called Elden Ring, Dark Souls 1 through 3, Sekiro, Bloodborne, hey, Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild, play the OGs, Wizardry, Limbus Company. There's so much shit to do out there.
not, time will tell, right? Come back to this video in a year's time. I'm so damn confident that I'm just gonna stick to my guns with this. If I do end up faltering, I'll give $1,000 back to the community. To you.
That shit better be going to me. Clip that shit. I'm about to put that shit on my wall. Because there ain't no way when Moon Boy drops, bro, ain't faltering. Ain't no way. Okay? When Skirt comes out, she's like, she got moon runes and shit. And she just lets you like she goes through the screen and sucks your dick. Absolutely, bro. You gotta pull that.
You guys, it's just not gonna happen. Also, obviously, I can't help if trolls like top up the account and stuff. It's not something that I want to happen, but I cannot control what other people do. They did it on my other free-to-play account. If they do, I'll resume refresh or get rid of it somehow. Which brings me on to the next point.
Okay, you don't got to do all that, man. If these people want to give you money, just take it.
For some reason, people think that the existing primos on my account are leftovers from previous summon sessions.
I think that's a fair assumption that people might have had, considering that that it was informed that we were C6R5ing. And I don't think anybody was underneath the impression that you were pulling, seeing how much you have left, getting more, seeing how much you have left. I think it's a fair assumption.
Bro, after summoning for Sit Lolly, and I'll move on to that in just a second, trust me, I had nothing on my account at all, and I haven't topped up since. I've had Welkins in some battle passes. Let me just put that out there real quick.
I haven't spent money, but I spent money. I love it. Yeah, that don't make no sense now, does it?
There's no ambiguity at all. But yeah, it's been like a few months and I have like 15... Let me just see, actually. Let's see. Yeah, it's been a few months. I have 14,585 primos, 15 pulls. I have some standard pulls because they said, screw it, I'm just going to wait until Mizuki's on standard. Banner to pull there as well. Of course, I use the free wishes here and these as well whenever I get them, because why wouldn't you? Yeah, you can literally go to past live streams or look at the YouTube videos and see there's been no top-ups. It's literally just been building up over time from doing all the events and stuff. I don't know why I'd lie about that. It seems very pointless. Now, before we get into some more important stuff that I know a lot more people are going to care about, people are also confused why I'd move to a country that I can't afford. Let me just make this real.
I think that's a great question, bro. If someone's poor and they're struggling for money and they say, you know what? What if I lose even more of my money? I think people are very fair to kind of be like, yeah, I don't know about that one, boss. Yeah, that might have not been the play.
Clear.
And by the way, when he says people, he means me. Let's see here.
I don't need to justify this, but I'll explain it for the people that for some reason want to dig deeper into something that just doesn't exist. I moved to the Netherlands to live with my girlfriend, and it's also just a much, much nicer place than I was previously. I knew the costs were going to increase. I wouldn't ever move somewhere where I couldn't afford to live. That is a very terrible financial decision, and I've made enough of those back in the day to know what not to do now. You learn from mistakes, man. It's common sense. I'm a huge advocate for spending within your...
Hey, this chick better be paying. She better be helping financially. Because if she told your ass to move, and then if she told you to cover it, oh man, it's about to be all uphill from here, boys. Hey, as a dumb fuck who has moved to another country for a girl, she is lucky as fuck. That shit was dirt cheap. Bro, my ass going to Canada, I got a 27% discount on everything. She better be helping financially. She better have a job.
So yeah, that was just a weird one for me. And
my dumb ass covered both of our asses. Because I'll be real, I'm an old-fashioned man. I'm what you call a provider. I am someone where I'm like, you know what? As long as you're happy, I will do everything. It's absolutely A-okay. Please just bring me a cup of water while I'm streaming. Oh, you can't do that without bitching? Oh, okay. Bye, bitch. Really that easy, boys. Really that easy. That's all I ask for. Just bring me cups of water while I stream. If you complain, hey, bye. I'm good, bro. I will find someone who is actually grateful. It is really not that hard.
One more thing about the video yesterday that people seemed a bit confused about was me saying that a friend topped me up on like day one of playing Genshin. I can kind of see why people would find that weird, but people are trying to spin it into this weird thing of me like coping that I just spent money on day one or something. It's not really the case. I live streamed Genshin on
I think I was just making a joke how it sounds like when someone's topping you up, it means that they're giving you head. I'm pretty sure it was just a blowjob joke. That's what I remember.
day one, and a friend literally just topped me up on Shop in the middle of like Amber's domain or something, and I was like, I didn't even know what it was. So that's what I meant when I said a friend topped me up. Again, very weird how people are trying to like deep dive on something that just isn't a thing to deep dive on. It's so strange. But let's get into the nitty-gritty details, because hopefully this is the last time I'm going to make a video on this. Last time I'm going to be talking about it all, and
Man, I sure hope not. I could use another 1 of 10.
hopefully start a brand new...
Man, I sure hope not. This is a great stream starting segment, man. It's great.
I've also accepted something very important. You're never going to make everybody happy. And I've known this for the longest time, but I guess I've only recently accepted it. And to be honest, there's some people that you just wouldn't want to make happy, right? I think the main goal is making yourself happy. And this video is kind of a way of doing that. It's a way to air everything out, put everything out there on the table. Yeah, if there's someone that just vehemently disagrees with everything you stand for, if someone just disagrees with everything you say or everything you do, why would you try to make that person happy? You know, I see that.
It's like a fun little game. And that's what I do every single fucking day. I have so many people who say this, who say that, who say this, and who say that. And now all of these points they've made, they can no longer make any point against me. And the only thing they can say is, yeah, well, I don't like him. Yeah, well, didn't he commit this crime? And they can't say that I did anything. The only thing that they can say is they don't like me. And here's the great thing. You can say that you don't like what I say. You can say that you don't like the way that I present myself. But here's what you can't say, that I'm wrong. And that drives these people fucking insane. And that's how I live my life.
A lot in the comment sections. So yeah, I think focusing on yourself, making yourself happy. Core community of people will end up being people that share similar views as you. That's just always the case. So people who love the...
This means that your core community will be an echo chamber, which, I don't think so. It really depends on how pigeonholed you are. Due to the fact that if you only play one game forever, yes, you will get an echo chamber. However, variety streamers usually don't get that due to the fact that an influx of people from every walk of life are always there. And to be honest, it's kind of like, for example, my chat or Genizad's chat, it's kind of like PvP zone at all times of the fucking day. It's actually quite exhausting, but it is what it is.
The story and lore of Genshin are people that naturally gravitate towards me and my channel, which I'm really grateful for. And I love having nuanced discussions with people about like things that we disagree on. I think disagreements are fantastic. I think they're healthy. I encourage it a lot, which brings me on to my next point. Another big point of acceptance for me. Now, I did C6 Malwika. I didn't outright use the wording that the banners were predatory, but I did allude to it by saying, and I quote, I don't know, man, having the plentiful currency rewards happen second half when the 2 new 5-star characters are in the first half does seem a little counterintuitive to me. Now, let me be completely and utterly honest with you. I genuinely C6'd Malwika because of a ridiculous bet that I made with a fictional online account called...
And he was probably drunk too, and intoxicated underneath several narcotics.
Cheetan. Small bit of backstory before I explain here. I was at TwitchCon EU, drunk in a beer garden.
Oh, well, look at that. Gambling addiction and an alcohol problem.
Outside, and I thought it'd be a funny idea to make the tweet. It picked up a lot of virality, which I half expected and honestly half didn't, which was way more of a curse than a blessing. Was it a smart decision to C6 Malwika after making the tweet that I made?
Absolutely fucking not.
No.
Great. Great. I'm glad we can agree on that. There we go. I'm glad we can agree on that.
Was it hypocritical?
Yes.
Was. What?
Great. I'm glad we can agree on that.
Would I go back in time and change what I did?
Oh, he's gonna say no, but he should say yes. Hold up, quick time event.
No,
because... Oh, I would've changed it. I would've gone back and changed it. I 100% would've. Wait, hold on, let me double check. Hold up, let me see here. Brand online. I gotta see how much the video popped off. Did it pop off? Malwika. Where is the... This shit only got 48,000 views. Nah, hell nah. Nah, hell nah. Brother. End of Natlin, 150K. Bro, $2,000 got you 50K views. Fuck no. Absolutely not. Misplay.
Because, like I said before, man, I'm a big advocate of not going back to change the past, because whatever you do sculpts you and molds you into the person.
Oh, that wasn't yours? Okay, let's see the actual video. Okay, Bran Where are the summons? I didn't upload? Oh, that's insane. Okay, he didn't even upload the video. Jesus Christ. All that money for what, bro? Jesus. All right, yep, that's a misplay.
That you are today, and I think learning from mistakes is a very big thing.
Let me go back.
No, because like I said before, man, I'm a big advocate of not going back to change the past, because whatever you do sculpts you and molds you into the person that you are today, and I think learning from mistakes is a very big thing. But I can accept now that after sitting with it for a while that yes, it was pretty hypocritical of me to call out the
Great! And there it is. That's all anybody was asking.
Intuitiveness of the Genshin banners and then follow through on that bet. A lot of people seem to think I have this habit of C6R5ing a lot of characters. I keep seeing in the comments like, oh,
I have no idea what he does with his account at all.
he's just gonna C6R5 Skirk next. In reality, I have only ever
I'm sorry, guys. And can we all agree here real quick? I'm gonna break the illusion for you guys real quick. This is Skirk's concept art. This is how good she looks, and she looks amazing, doesn't she? She looks amazing. Here's her endgame. They did this chick so dirty. It's fucking pathetic. This character is overhyped fucking garbage, bro. It is embarrassing how bad that character fucking looks. That is Timu Jingliu, and we all know it.
C6'd 2 limited characters and R5'd 1 weapon in the almost 4 years I've been playing the game. I do think I've been hypocritical, but I think a lot of people are pretty damn hypocritical as well. I've been seeing this trend of people judging hypocrisy when it only fits their own narrative and hold people accountable, which I think is a good thing, by the way. I'm actually very grateful for the people that held me accountable for this. Because if we're being honest here,
I would love to know who he thinks is a hypocrite. I would love to know, including me. Wait, you think I'm hypocritical in what regard? No, you don't think I'm hypocritical. Okay. No. Oh, wait, hold on. Let me rewind this.
People are pretty damn hypocritical as well. I've been seeing this trend of people judging hypocrisy when it only fits their own narrative and hold people accountable, which I think is a good thing, by the way. I'm actually very grateful for the people that held me accountable for this. Because if
You're welcome. What can I say? Hey, when you listen to me, I start making a little bit of sense. You know? I make a little bit of sense. Brand Online thanked me. Hey, it is what it is, guys. You know, I mean, let's be real, and let's just keep this rooted in reality here real quick. There's a reason why I am the only Gacha CC who has succeeded outside of Genshin Impact. In mass, in every game I go to. You want to know that's why? I have one thing and one thing only. That is reliability and accountability for every action that I do, and I am very transparent and honest with my community. Yep. Hey, let's be real. Genshin analytics are going down, brother. They are going down, chat, and we all know it. We all know it. It's a sinking ship. You better get the fuck out of there, and if you're only known as the Genshin guy, you are fucked.
If we're being honest here, Gacha inherently is predatory, but I do see this as a turning point and a stepping stone. But there's also a lot of other hypocrisy in the...
Absolutely. No, I mean, Gacha is inherently predatory, absolutely. However, there are some games where it is required to partake, and there are others where it is not. There are some games where the developers listen to our feedback, and there are some games where they do not. Read Brand's logs? Sure, man. Bro, you are correct with a lot of things you say, but then sometimes it's just too much. Read previous logs. Well, some of that's not what I meant. Okay. Like what, for example? I would love to know. I would love to know. When do you think I'm being too much? I drink rarely, didn't upload the summons at least. Now that wasn't mine, that was a test server. I didn't upload some misplay. You said I shouldn't have done it, but I can't win. I think it's been a very good YouTube. I shouldn't have done it, but then say it's a misplay by not uploading the video respectfully. I think it's also hypocritical of you to TBH to say I shouldn't have done it, but then say it's a misplay by not uploading the video respectfully. Okay, so let me explain to you what this is. If you're going full shill, you might as well go full dick. There's no reason to half dick it. That's not hypocrisy whatsoever. What I'm saying is, if you're going to go against your principles, you might as well go all the way. It's kind of like if you're going to cheat on your wife, you might as well have sex and come inside rather than just get a blowjob. Because if you're going to be hypocritical to your own word, you might as well go all in. Hope that makes sense. Why? Well, because you're already going against your principles. Why not just go all the way? I disagree, but we can agree to disagree. How? No, I don't want to know that you disagree. I would like to know why you disagree. Because here's the thing. You're going to get called a cheater. You're going to get called a hypocrite. You might as well get full enjoyment and full benefit out of it. Because you advocate for someone to do better than they do, and it's not okay. Well, here's the thing, Bran. What I'm saying is, you said in your own words that you wouldn't take it back. You are already being labeled a hypocrite. What's in the past is in the past, right? Changing that event won't change anything. So instead of fucking up a little bit, you could have just fucked up a lot and still been held to the same accountability. So you might as well got some free loot. All you did was just miss on like $300, $400. I'd rather fuck up a little bit than fuck up a lot. Well, here's the thing. You build 1,000 bridges and you fuck one sheep, you're still being called the sheep fucker. So you might as well enjoy that sheep to its full extent because you're already being labeled that shit. And if you say that you won't go back in time and fix it, then you might as well just fuck up more. I basically said that I think you are correct a lot of the time. I really just like the whole my opinion is the correct opinion and shit. That feels hypocritical to me, but maybe that's just me. So here's the thing. When I give you my opinion, it's not an opinion, it's a fact. Because I'm very confident in what I say. And here's the thing. If you'd like to tell me why it's not my opinion, you are more than welcome to tell me where I'm wrong. Because if you can tell me where I'm wrong, go ahead. Because here's the thing. It doesn't matter if anybody likes or dislikes the way that I said it, as long as the content cannot be disagreed with. You can't enjoy this game because it's bad, but I do, because I enjoy it, genuinely. Okay, I'll challenge that right now, Brand. I'll challenge that. You're telling me you love this game, and which, by the way, I have already forfeited that point, and I have said maybe your requirement for enjoyment of a product or service or game is so low, and I haven't considered that. Maybe you do just like this slop, color mixing, blend the blue and the red, and then you get the purple, and then you mix the blue and you mix the green, you get the big flower. Maybe you like that. And the OG reaction is very much anyone says the lore of the Genshin is wrong, in other words. No, okay. So what I said is your opinion is shit. So let me ask you a question. What are your top 5 anime? Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, Jujutsu Kaisen for top 3, ATLA. ATLA. What is ATLA? Avatar The Last Airbender as an anime? Techie, you're kind of being an asshole. First-time viewer, I see. First-time viewer. Welcome to the stream, guys. Next, you're going to say, wait, is he bald? Hey, welcome to the stream, man. Remove it if it's not like I say I don't watch much anime. Okay. So you've only seen Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood and Jujutsu Kaisen. Okay. All right. And you put Avatar in your top 3. Okay. You know, things are making a lot of sense now. What are your top 3 video games? There's nothing wrong with Avatar. I actually love Avatar. It's great for its time. Soul series in general are all up there. I can't decide on that. Kingdom Hearts for the lore. I already know you're going to say on that. And probably Pokemon Silver. Well, Bran, you'll know that me and you have a fine commonality. Where Pokemon Soul Silver is actually my favorite Pokemon game of all time. Love it. Now, let me ask you a question. Of all the Soul series, which one does Genshin Impact have better lore than? Get in call? Well, the problem is, Chad, is that last time I invited the CC to call, they said I was harassing them. So in order to avoid that, I'm okay. That's a weird comparison, but I'll buy it. No, it's not. I'm just asking what your favorite games are and which one has better lore. The Soul series has overall better lore right now in pretty much every game, okay? Let me ask you a question. If you enjoy the lore of Dark Souls more than Genshin Impact, why don't you make Dark Souls lore content? But you have to do the same shit in Souls and Genshin to get to it, read books, weapon descriptions, etc. The way that Elden Ring does it is far superior. It feels a lot more natural. It doesn't feel like, go here, read this book, go there, read this book. It's like, find an item, read the item, piece it together. Because Dark Souls is a finished game, and there's already established lore out there. I also don't enjoy creating lore content, just following the lore and reacting to theories, etc. But I'm low IQ most of the time when it comes to lore. All right. You know what, Bran? I'll forfeit that point. I'll say you aren't lying about enjoying the lore and enjoying the game. However, I would like to say that I think that's due to the fact that you haven't played anything else or enjoyed anything of substance. Like, bro, go watch Vinland Saga, go watch Frieren, like, go see Lord of the Rings. Come on, man. There's just no way. There's literally, and I mean this genuinely, Brent, there is no way you can defend Genshin Impact storytelling when it is 4.5 hours of yap and then a 2-minute cutscene. There's no way. I've played so many games. God of War, Soldier, my favorite of all time is Lord of the Rings. I even have a tattoo in Elvish. Okay, and so so are you saying that Genshin Impact compares to Lord of the Rings and God of War? And here's my question. If you love Lord of the Rings so much that you got a tattoo, why don't you have a Genshin tattoo? Okay, here's what I'm asking, Bran. So you're telling me how much you love this game. You're telling me how good it is. but in your top 3 anime and in your top 3 games, Genshin is not there. It sounds like you're more passionate about every other medium that you're experiencing. I don't have a Genshin tattoo because I don't want one. Why? If Genshin is so good, why don't you have one? Because I haven't had tattoos since I was like 20. Well, you don't look a day over 50, brother. You don't look a day over 50, man. It is never too late. It is never too late. Okay, so let me ask you a question. What aspect of Genshin do you think is better than the rest of these games? Like, for example, I love Wuthering Waves. I love Wuthering Waves. The combat, not really for me. The lore, the story, not really for me. But I think the exploration aspect of Wuthering Waves is better than every other game that I've played. And I cannot think of a single game that is less or that is more fun than Wuthering Waves exploration. So like, what aspect of Genshin do you think beats all these other things that you've enjoyed? There's no one aspect that standalone is better. I'm just invested, not in a sunk cost way, and the point to where I love diving deeper. The fact that it gets updated every 6 weeks is a big push to why I love following the lore compared to these AAA games that are one and done releases. The God's honest truth. Okay, so you're not saying it's better than anything. It's just my preference. Do you think you would prefer it a little bit less if you weren't getting paid to play the game? Hey, don't get me wrong. Hey, I got money playing Genshin too. I wasn't playing that shit offline at all. I mean, I'd enjoy it less if I didn't have a community to go back and forth with, and the money helps, of course. Great. That's kind of what I'm getting at. I'm glad we can agree on that. I'm glad we can agree on that. Okay, great. Let's continue this video.
The Genshin community that goes unnoticed, whether it's willingly or not, and I think that in of itself is becoming quite a big problem. Now, I have accepted Genshin Impact for what it is. It's a beautiful video game with a masterfully crafted story that's not told in the best way. I personally thoroughly enjoy fully crafted story. I've accepted Genshin Impact for what it is. It's a beautiful video game with a masterfully crafted story that's not told in the best way.
I would agree it's not told worth a damn. Would I say it's a masterfully crafted story not told in the best way? I think I would severely disagree. Because in the past 6 years, nothing really has happened other than Traveler goes to this town, they fix it, they go to the next. I think there is a way to salvage it, surely. But I wouldn't say it's masterful class. I would say it's pretty good. Cool. The story for Natlan could have been good. Yeah, but it wasn't. Yeah, all right, cool. There's more lore, though? Yeah. That's crazy how all y'all gotta come at people for the lore, and ain't nobody bothered with that shit. Now that being said, Fontaine was great. Fontaine, wow, let me phrase that. Farina and Nuvulet's part in the Fontaine story was great. I also enjoyed Kazuha and Raiden Shogun. But outside of that, and I would like anybody to tell me that I'm wrong here. In 4.5 years, the best we got with Genshin was Fontaine Farina's Quest. What anime in the top 100 does that beat? And I mean this genuinely, if you're playing a game just for the story, it is essentially like you're just watching a show. It's not really that good. Yeah, maybe it's better than Haikyuu. Maybe it's better than Haikyuu. But I would rather just go watch 86 or Solo Leveling or Frieren or Vinland Saga. Right? That's just me.
I personally thoroughly enjoyed the Genshin Impact story, and I'm not going to be told by anybody that I'm correct for having negative opinions on the game, but like factually incorrect for enjoying something. It just doesn't make sense, and it's also kind of hypocritical in itself, is it not?
It's not hypocritical, but you got to understand, you got to like, don't get me wrong. Here's what you don't get, and here's what these people don't get. There are people in other countries who swear, and I'm about to say something jarring. You guys need to understand what an analogy is, okay? Now, I'm going to give a pretty crazy analogy, guys, which is a Tectone classic. Y'all sit here and you witness a real man give a real opinion because your ass is too afraid to do it yourself. And you know that's the truth. I'm saying the shit that you're thinking because you're too afraid to speak your fucking mind. Now, I'm going to give you an example. Brand doesn't get why people make fun of him for saying Genshin Impact story is so good. Okay. There are other countries. There are other countries where people prefer to have sex with goats than they do with women. Are you going to fault these people for calling you weird as shit for being a goat fucker? No, absolutely not. Because it makes no fucking sense. Because anybody who's experienced real sex would know that it's way better. So you know what? When you give a take, that is, I think Genshin Impact is a masterfully crafted story. No, you don't. You are just merely uneducated. You are merely uneducated. You have not experienced enough, and there's a reason why and this is without exception, to all the people who say it's a masterful story, it's the best story, and then you ask them what their top 10 is, and for some reason, it's nowhere to be found. Why do you think that is? Because it really ain't that good. Because it's really not. And by the way, try to find me a counterpoint to that, because it really ain't that good. You might like it, but I promise you, it ain't that good.
It also ties.
Some people swear Sword Art Online is the truth. Sorry, guys, it just ain't that good. It just ain't that good. And trust me, I can assure you, as a man who has fucked many goats, it's mid, okay? Trust me, I'm speaking from experience here.
Ties back to not making everybody happy and not wanting to make everybody happy. I love the story and the lore for so many different reasons.
Name them.
Doesn't mean it's perfect. There's so many improvements that can be made. It could be told better, the narrative could be better always, but the lore and the story for me are where my true passions have always lied with Genshin. I've never been passionate about pulling C6 characters or anything. I've never made it a Steve.
Good.
It's been a one-off special every now and then. Twice in 4 years. Yes, I hype a lot of shit up in YouTube titles and in videos when I'm hype about it. And yes, I shit on a lot of things when I'm not hype about it. But that's okay.
When the fuck does he do that? Is this one? Let's talk about the Genshin Impact Lantern Right?
Type of media, I really digest information a lot better by listening. Auditory information sinks in a lot easier for me, which is why I like watching things like lore videos with Ashikai explaining things to me, and Roosevelt and a lot of other amazing creators. The fact that there was like 16 unvoiced characters in English made it impossible how bad the situation was, at least moving their contract with, and the storyline itself was incredibly good. But
yeah, I got no idea what the fuck that video is about, but maybe that's what he's referring to. Okay, so that's one. 5.4 version update. Let me find it. 5.4 update looks mid. Good. I would like to say I inspired that change. Hey, boys, I healed another human being. I healed him. Another content creator completely saved by me. And to all y'all saying I didn't, and why do you think this follow-up video was made? This is why they call me Gacha Jesus.
Okay, it's honestly very, very normal because I've accepted the fact that everybody is different and wants different things from the game now. I do think...
Sure, I think since calling all the Genshin CCs out, Bran is one of the people who's actually taken my advice. I think Doro's another one of those people. I've actually had some private DMs with Doro and talks about explaining how he is kind of killing his channel and how he should be more truthful with his audience, but I think he took to heart. Now, that being said, I think Doro's taken a lot of things I've said very harshly, and I don't think Doro likes my ass at all. However, I really don't care. Yeah, I really don't care. As a matter of fact, me and Doro are probably meeting up IRL very soon. To be completely fucking honest, I don't care whether people like me or not. I truly don't. But I do think I've inspired quite a lot of change in this community, and I do think a lot of creators are healing for the better. I'm very proud of Bran for this video, actually. This is very good. I like this. I think this will help heal in the space quite a lot more.
I think it might have taken me a little bit longer than it should be to kind of sit with this and accept that I was a bit hypocritical, but I also think it's better late than never. But yeah, I love Genshin's story.
I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. This is a great video. This is a very, very, very good video.
Story, really dislike the combat direction, and nobody is in their right to make me or you out to be a liar just for simply liking something that they can't fathom. Let's talk about...
Maybe he just got bad taste. We'll settle with that, okay? Maybe bro just loves McDonald's.
Talk about other games real quick, because people seem to think that I only cover Genshin, and that there's some deep reason behind this.
Well, it's because you make money. It's the same reason why I made Genshin content. Let's be real. I mean, there's a reason why none of these content creators are playing that shit offline. It's because, hey, it pays the bills. Yep.
Do cover other games. I do find
Hey, yo, chat, how many times do you think Mr. Pokey's zero cycling offline?
it quite funny when I get comments saying things like that, yet those people clearly just don't see the other videos that I post about WooWar and HSR, or the streams on it as well. I play WooWar and HSR for the story too. I don't like the direction of endgame in HSR with the power creep and stuff. And WooWar's honestly probably the best out of the three for endgame, 100%.
True! Based and real.
100%, but it still suffers from the same issues that I have with the endgame in gacha games, which is fighting against a timer.
Yeah, but WooWar gives you a lot more options to make up for that.
Gacha endgame just is not for me, and I've accepted that.
Also same. I also don't give a fuck about Gacha endgame at all. I like running around and being a cute girl. Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, I like gooning to the characters. It's nice.
But I will be damned if I'm not eating hella good playing 3 insanely good gacha story games. I don't post no-
Hey, okay. All right. Bran online. I have his attention, and this is great, because all I wanted is direct line of communication. I'm about to ruin this man's whole career. Little bro. And just the guy I wanted to see before this plug. If you think that Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, or Genshin Impact has the best story in any gacha, you are wrong. Ladies and gentlemen, may I introduce to you Limbus Company. Put some fucking respect on this game's name. Play this shit for a day and you will experience what peak truly fucking is. Get Limbus pilled today.
Non-story related content on WooWar and HSR, mainly just because, again, combat just isn't really for me. And there's other forms of videos that I could post about those games as well, of course. I do post reactions sometimes, but fully covering 3 gacha games is genuinely something I just don't have the privilege of time to be able to do right now.
Absolutely fair.
It's an incredibly busy time of life with just moving country and also trying to set up another business and stuff like that, that it would be detrimental to my health if I had to try and focus on 3 gacha games fully. Side note after the fact here, I do genuinely hope that one day I can cover especially WooWar a little bit more than I currently do. I really do have a deep love for the game, and I think the devs are doing absolutely incredible things with it. I just really can't find...
It also performs better on Twitch for analytics. And the YouTube analytics are picking up for WooWa as well. So it's also a good career decision to cover WooWa right now. It's a great game. Great devs too. And I mean this genuinely. I will go on record saying this. Not only does Wuthering Waves have the best exploration of any gacha game, it also has the best devs. And I mean that genuinely. I have never seen devs more willing to communicate and listen to their players than any other game. And it makes me so happy to see that.
And the motivation and time to cover all of these different things right now. My main passions have always been allied with Genshin, and that's just how it is. It's what I enjoy. If you hate me for that, I guess that's fine. Now, another important...
Hell yeah.
No, that I really do think this is incredibly important. This goes out to a lot of people. And I ask this of you, and I really mean this. Please don't stoop so low as to throw absolutely heinous accusations towards other CCs or anyone for that matter.
At Zadjeff,
that disagree with me, whether it's respectfully or disrespectfully or however you see it. Bro, I've seen countless comments over the past God knows how many months from Tectone viewers calling me
the best viewers
out, where some things are entirely justified and some things are definitely not. And let's be honest,
I have no idea what my viewers have been saying, but yeah, they're a little cheeky. They're a little dysfunctional bunch. They're a couple rats. That's okay. Yeah, hey, I still accept you guys. Chat. Hey, hey, guys. You're just a little silly. I am proud of all of you.
be honest, that's to be expected.
I got no idea what the fuck it is y'all are saying. But, yeah.
The last thing that I want to see is people throwing these ridiculous accusations out to a guy that simply just doesn't like me without any form of proof, just to try and get a little one-up. It's stooping to lows that you should never want to be stooping to.
No, I will make this very clear. I don't hate Bran at all. I have no hatred for Bran at all. Now, that being said, I just don't like the content he makes. I think Bran's actually a pretty good dude, to be completely honest. You know, I think he's actually a pretty good dude. Now, I will admit, I think his opinions are a little bit foreign to my own, but I got no hatred in my heart for this guy.
You can like someone, you can hate someone. This is something else entirely. It's also pretty hypocritical to be doing this kind of thing, being like, oh, this guy's a bad person. Let me throw terrible accusations.
I thought you did based on the last video where I think you said you hate me. I might have misheard. Yeah, but you got to understand, sometimes I just be saying shit for content. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I just be saying shit. Sometimes you got to get the chat riled up. Sometimes you got to get them going. Sometimes you got to make it a little bit intense. You know, you got to get the bloodthirsty viewers what they want, man.
Out about their character without any kind of proof. Be better. So no, to wrap things up, I'm not a hater of Genshin. I adore the game. I've just accepted it for what it is for me. I've accepted that
Hey, Brent, I would love to ask you a question. Why can you not spend on Genshin, but you can drop thousands of dollars on Pokemon cards? Because I can play Genshin for free, but ain't nobody getting cards for free. That's a really fair point. You know what? That's a really fair point. Yeah, you know what? That makes sense. Okay. All right, that makes sense.
I don't really need improvements on my own account for the things that I play the game for. Might have taken me a long time to get here, but I got here. I've accepted the fact that I can never make everybody happy. The main thing is me being happy, and people will agree and disagree with almost everything that I have to say, and that is a fantastic thing. I've accepted that, yes, I have been pretty hypocritical in the past, and I really do hope that I could improve myself on that front going forward. I've accepted that I'm not perfect. Nobody is. And I think if we are holding people to certain standards when it comes to hypocrisy, that we should hold everybody to the same level.
I absolutely agree. I am still wondering who all Brand thinks is a hypocrite, though. I think that's a great point.
I don't think that's too much to ask. You'll love whatever you love about the games that you love and hate what you hate. And I'll do the same. None of us are wrong for loving what we love, and none of you are wrong for hating what you hate. Just be you and don't let other people dictate how you can enjoy something. Love you.
Well, okay, and I'm gonna be real. I have been a firm advocate. If somebody likes some dumb shit, you got every right to make fun of them. And you know, I'll just be real, guys. I'll just be real. If you disagree with that, that's fine. I said genuine before, but I was mainly talking about the comments on the video. People trying to boycott EDC at all the same time as doing dumb shit too, but I'm trying to dumbshit on me for doing what I did. Oh, okay, sure. I think that you can shit on someone for something they like. I'll be real. If a 32-year-old man comes up to me and tells me that Powerpuff Girls is their favorite show of all time, I'm going to call them an idiot. If a 50-year-old woman comes up to me and says that she thinks Sesame Street is peak fiction, I'm going to shit on her. I do think that people's opinions represent who they are. And I am okay with shitting on people's opinions. Because I'll be real, guys, I think some people have shit opinions. It's the truth. If someone were to come up to me and tell me that One Piece is the greatest story ever told, I'm gonna make fun of you. I'm gonna. Dude, I'm gonna. If someone comes up to me and says Naruto's filler is the best part of the show, I'm gonna shit on you. I absolutely am. Absolutely. And you know what? I think that's okay because I think discussion brings deeper understanding of oneself. And I think it's important. What do you think, chat? Do you think people's opinions are sacred and you can't make fun of them? They can't be wrong? I do. And if we disagree, that's okay. Haiku is good. Yo, mods, band brand online. Yo, good video, man.
You guys, thank you for holding me accountable, genuinely. Hopefully this video is insightful into me doing the same. It's a starting point. And you can believe what I say or not, but time will tell. Again, come back to this video in a year. Can't wait for the future.
I'm looking forward to my $1,000.
Story and the lore of the games. Can't wait to delve into Ashikai's insane ramblings of lore and story. The Moon Sisters, Nod Cry, Snezhnaya, Kamria, everything coming. I am genuinely really excited about. Sure, we're in the dead patches right now, so the excitement's not going to be at an all-time high. Doesn't mean just because I'm not as passionate as I was in 0.0 that I'm not passionate. Let's have a blast with Genshin, have a blast with Wuwa, and hate.
I think this was a great video. I think this was a great video. I do. Yep, I do. I think he addressed everything he needed to address. And you know what? I'm going to say something that I don't say this often. I'm going to say W Brand. I think I have saved another Genshin CC. I do. I truly think I've saved them. So to chat, you're welcome. And also, Bran, if you're not a millionaire, DM me on Twitter. We'll make that happen. It's, yeah. If you have that many viewers, you should be a millionaire. That's just my opinion. See y'all on the next one. Peace, boys.